Peace and blessings, everyone. It's your boy, it's the Coach Ed Gladney, coming to you today to talk a little bit of college athletics and some things that I've been monitoring and an interview that I just watched, and I want to talk a little bit about what I saw from or what I heard from that interview. Now, before I get into that, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe and notification so you know when I post new content. And everyone, please continue to share and like all my episodes. You'll continue to get me out in the algorithm so I can continue to bring you great news, stories, and exciting perspectives. Also, this episode is sponsored by Wise Consultant Solutions. If you're looking to get your credit in order, make sure you contact Wise Consultant Solutions. They're the ones that'll help you get that in order, as well as all financial needs. Wise Consultant Solutions. Now, I was watching an interview on 365 Sports, and they interviewed Jason Scheer, who's in tune with Arizona athletics. Excuse me. And during the discussion, they were talking about the Pac-12 set to release their media rights numbers. Now, I heard it could be within 48 hours, and that was yesterday, so that would push it in tune to tomorrow. That's the thought right now, that the information will be released to the presidents tomorrow. Now, during that interview, Scheer basically stated that the presidents are put it to the commissioner to release those numbers to them so they can see what they're working with. They already lost Colorado because Colorado did not want to wait around. They lost USC and UCLA earlier to the Big Ten, so they want to see what's going on. Now, the Pac-12 earlier on the 27th of July released a statement in reference to what's going on in the Pac-12, and it said the Pac-12 is comprised of world-leading universities and athletic programs who share a commitment to developing the next generation of leaders, supporting student athletes, academics, and athletic excellence, and broad-based athletic success. We remain committed to our shared values and to continuing to invest in our student athletes. Today's decision by the University of Colorado has done nothing to disrupt that commitment. We are focused on concluding our media rights deal and securing our continued success and growth. Immediately following the conclusion of our media rights deal, we will embrace expansion opportunities and bring new fans, markets, excitement, and value to the Pac-12. Now, that's in reference to Colorado leaving. I do understand that they're trying to save face, but this interview by Scheer, he basically alluded to what he believes the numbers will be. Now, he said, he spoke to a source, nothing confirmed. This is just him speaking during the interview. And he said, all indications are the numbers, the dollars is going to be in the low 20s. So right anywhere from 20 to say 23, 24 million. Speculation, which in comparison to like the Big 12, where all teams get a share of 31.7 million, that's a big difference. So, excuse me, if it comes in at 20 or 21, you're looking at a 10, $11 million differential to the Big 12. And if that is accurate, then where does that leave the other schools? Now, he did say he does not expect someone to jump right away like Wednesday, but they're going to sit down, evaluate, make decisions. In addition to those numbers, he said it's going to be heavily streaming, if not all streaming. Now, he did say, I believe it was Apple, and they will have the right to share out games with like ESPN and other television avenues, but they basically control the rights. Now, my perspective, my opinion is, if this is true, I do expect Arizona to leave. I think they're the next ones. Most indications are they are the next ones to leave, and if that happens, they're going to leave because 31.7 versus 20, and it's streaming. You don't know what the streaming numbers will be. Also, those streaming numbers are based on 12 teams, so there is the possibility if you have only 9 or 10, the numbers can decrease. Now, that's just me thinking. I don't know. I'm not in television, but I am pretty smart. And I do think if that's based on 12 teams, then the low 20s, then logic would say to me, you're going to drop. Now, the Pac 12, do I think it will disappear? No. Scheer also alluded to that as well. They'll just reach out to other schools, San Diego State, SMU. There are other schools that will take and jump at that opportunity to be in the low 20s in terms of the dollars in comparison to their current league. But in terms of leaving the current teams, I do think it will be Arizona. It would not surprise me if it was Arizona, Arizona State, and Utah that announced that they're going to leave somewhere down the line. So now, if that does happen, what happens to the rest of the Pac-10 or whatever it is at that point in time? Specifically, Oregon and Washington. More than likely, they'll stay waited out this current television package and then see what happens in the next run, depending on how long that television contract is. Now, unless the Big Ten comes knocking at the door and says, hey, we want you to come along with USC and UCLA, that's the avenue I think they'll take. I don't think they'll go to the Big 12. I think they'll stay right where they are because they'll still be the big fish in a little pond, and they'll still have the opportunity to compete for national championships because of where they're positioned. So that's my thinking. That's how I think it'll turn out. So, but we will see. But again, in terms of the Pac-12, I do think Arizona, if those numbers are correct, if those numbers are in the low 20s, I think Arizona's gone. And it wouldn't surprise me if Arizona State and Utah joined them in leaving the Big 12. I mean, the Pac 12, whatever it is, Pac 9. And then it will force them to try and reevaluate and get more teams to come in. But I think they will be able to do it. So that's my perspective. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I've read. That's what I checked out in certain videos. I'll continue to look for more in terms of the NCAA and specifically realignment. Now, leave me a note, hit the comment section, let me know what you think. What's your perspective? What have you heard? Do you think coach is off base? All right. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Until the next time, make sure you turn it on, and turn it up. Peace.